It's a big day if you're a Boston Celtics fan. Why? Because Jayson Tatum has been announced as one of the cover athletes for NBA 2K25, a huge accomplishment for a kid that's just 26 years old. And then Derrick White, around lunchtime, was actually announced to play for Team USA this summer. Kawhi Leonard did end up withdrawing from Team USA. He's been dealing with an injury. He was really trying to rehab and revamp so that he could play this summer for USA, but looks like Derrick White was the next man to step up. But is everybody okay with this? We'll talk about that more so on the back half of the show. I think it's time to give a little bit of credit here to the guy that takes so much hate, so much criticism for no reason. Let's talk about Jayson Tatum. If you guys are looking to buy 2K25, this is the cover you are going to see in all of your local stores. I love it, man. It's given his grit. It's given his emotion. It's given his power. I love this picture of Jayson Tatum on the cover of 2K25. Not to mention, I feel like we've just been fans of Jayson Tatum for so long that it just feels really nice, really relieving that we're finally seeing the credit that Jayson Tatum has been deserving of for so long. And what's super cool is that now that he's an NBA champion, he joins Larry Bird and Kevin Garnett as the only other Boston Celtics that are champions and have been on the cover of NBA 2K. Now, before you guys ask, no, I don't play 2K. I've never played 2K in my entire life. But I do think, and I do know, that being on the cover of this really prestigious video game is an absolute honor. And Jayson Tatum said exactly that in his post-cover interview, I should say, with Sue Bird and Asia Wilson, who was also on the cover for the WNBA edition. Here's what Jayson Tatum had to say. He said, look, man, I'm going to be honest. I actually got teary-eyed. I kind of cried a little bit just because I feel like I'm very blessed and fortunate that when I was younger, I had so many dreams and goals and things I wanted to check off. I'm experiencing those things in real time. I grew up in my mom's house playing 2K with my best friend and my cousin and dreaming about being in the game one day. Being on the cover, for that moment to come true, I got a little emotional. I kind of cried a little bit. I was just so emotional, overwhelmed, and happy that something I dreamed about came true. I mean, talk about the year Jayson Tatum is having. While you guys are commenting down below, are you playing NBA 2K25 just because it's the Tatum edition? I mean, hell, I might end up getting the video game. I'll give it to my boyfriend or my brother or somebody like that. I'm not going to play it, but it is super cool. But like I said, I mean, he became the highest paid player in the NBA. 3 weeks ago, I was an NBA champion, and now he's on the cover of NBA 2K25. I mean, come on. Zero is living his best life right now, and I am just so glad that we finally get to witness the credit that he deserves. I know Celtics fans have been seeing it, but now it feels like the rest of the world is finally catching up like, hey, I think we're watching a generational talent. And if you guys want to rep the generational talent, well, you can right now. Use this link. It's actually going to be in the comments section under this video, or it's right here. chatsports.com/TatumUSA. As you guys know, Team USA is getting ready right now in Abu Dhabi to go on ahead and take on all the international opponents in Paris this summer. And if you guys want to rep Jayson Tatum, Team USA, hey, look, the jerseys, kind of expensive. The jerseys, as some will call it, not that expensive. If you guys want to go ahead and get your Jayson Tatum number 10 Team USA shirt, go on ahead and do that right now. Of course, he's wearing number 10 because of late Kobe Bryant. He said it's an honor to wear number 10, the same number that Kobe Bryant wore when he played for Team USA. So this shirt is really special, man. It's one of a kind. Go to chatsports.com/TatumUSA. That's going to get you guys this sweet shirt. You can rock it anytime, anywhere. And speaking of Team USA, let's talk about D. White. The bald-headed god is now playing for Team USA. He is an Olympian. And I am super excited for this bald-headed genius. Mark J. Spears did announce that once Kawhi Leonard withdrew from Team USA, Derrick White stepped up as he was in that player pool to be able to step up and gets to participate with these other guys. Why? Because the Boston Celtics actually do make up 25% of Team USA right now, which is super fun. This was the social that went out earlier today across X, Twitter, Instagram. This is just USA welcoming Derrick. Looking great. Look at that bald head. So shiny. Everybody's happy for Derrick. I was too. But a lot of people over Twitter were like, why Derrick White? Which is honestly rude. But then I saw this tweet from Jaylen Brown that just gave the monocle emoji, which in my mind, I'm interpreting this as interesting, suspicious, curious. And this was right after Derrick White was announced to fill that spot on Team USA. So in my mind, I'm like, no. This is not drama. This is not stirring the pot. It can't be. Brown has been nothing but supportive of Derrick White and Jayson Tatum and their accolades all season long. Same thing, Drew Holiday, Horford, Porzingis. So there's no way he could have beef. But you got to look at it from a different standpoint real quick here before I dive into my actual take on this tweet, is that Brown was also in that 28 player pool to be an alternate for Team USA. It was once 41, now it's 28. And knowing that Derrick White was chosen over Jaylen Brown, in my mind, I did see Kawhi Leonard withdrew, and I'm like, oh, wow, Brown would actually be a really good two-way player to fill that spot. And then immediately I was like, oh, shit, so would Derrick White. I mean, it's really win-win here. But Brown didn't seem to understand it like that. And I'm thinking, all right, if he put a curious emoji or a monocle, he's thinking, Brown's probably thinking he was snubbed from Team USA. I got no problem with that. I honestly agree with him. If it was anybody else other than a Boston Celtic, of course I would have been like Jaylen Brown or Derrick White. But because it was D. White, Brown is probably more so intrigued at Team USA's decision. I did not read this as he is surprised Derrick White got chosen or that the Celtics did anything. It's going to be interesting to see if anything else comes out of Brown or White from this latest tweet, but I just think he wanted to play for Team USA and he was intrigued why he wasn't selected. Because if you bring it back to last year in 2023, Jaylen Brown actually talked about what an honor it would be to play for his country. And he said, playing USA basketball, I think there's no greater honor. Playing for your country is definitely coming from my community, coming from where I came from, coming from where majority of our demographic comes from. Having an opportunity to represent that, your community and the people that support you, I think that is a part of it as well. So Jaylen Brown wanted the honor to represent his country. There is nothing wrong with that, which is why I'm thinking this tweet was not directed to Derrick White. This tweet was not directed to any of the Boston Celtics that are playing on Team USA or the Celtics organization. Why? Celtics had nothing to do with this. So this can't mean anything with Boston Celtics. Two, this has nothing to do, in my opinion, with Derrick White being selected. I just think Jaylen Brown was curious as to why he wasn't selected. He was just the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, the NBA Finals MVP. He's got the accolades. He's one of the best two-way players in the world. But I know that emoji could mean he was probably speculating a lot of things. But we don't know because it's an emoji. So what do you guys say? If you had to pick one to play for Team USA, let's just take it back to a couple hours ago before Derrick White was announced as that substitute for Kawhi Leonard. Type DW for Derrick White, type JB for Jaylen Brown. In my opinion, you cannot go wrong with either one. They're still representing USA. They're still representing the Boston Celtics. So I'm okay with either, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments section below. I will talk about this on behalf of Derrick White's side. It's an odd tweet to make about your teammate. If this was me and I was in their shoes, I would text them and be like, we good? What's going on? Did I piss you off or something? I mean, I overthink naturally, but I do think if anybody else got selected, let's say SGA got selected to be on Team USA, and Jaylen Brown tweeted that, everybody would immediately think, oh, he's thinking he should play for Team USA. But because it was against his teammate, it looks really sketchy. But does this put a chip on Jaylen Brown's shoulder? He loves being the odd man out. He said that before. He loves being doubted. And now that he's coming off a two-time MVP season in the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals, and now we got snubbed from Team USA, are we about to see Seven go absolutely nutty this season? I'm excited to see what he has in store. I do think Jaylen Brown would have been a phenomenal replacement. I think that he could have honestly been a better Kawhi Leonard just because he's dealing with an injury right now. And I do wish Jaylen Brown got the opportunity to represent his country. He's wanted to for several years. He hasn't had the opportunity to at this level, and it would have been awesome. He's been having a phenomenal year. He's living his best life. He just found his ring, his 7 juice ring. I think it would have been an awesome opportunity. But I am very glad that Derrick White has the opportunity to do this as well. And I do think Derrick White is a better fit in Team USA for just different reasons. I think White is a utility player. White doesn't seem like the kind of dramatic player that if he doesn't play, he's going to create something like drama on the Team USA team. There are a lot of superstars on that team. Derrick White is a defensive-minded guard who will do whatever he is asked to when he is on that court. Brown as well, but I just think Derrick White is more of a role player in this specific scenario. So, with that being said, I'm trying not to dive too deep into 3 literal emojis being tweeted, but one-word reaction to Brown's tweet, mine's just suspicious. That's suspicious. That's weird. I just don't like it about the teammate. That's the only thing. If it was about anybody else, you wouldn't have read that deep into it. Because it was about White, what does this mean for the Boston Celtics? It's a weird thing. One-word reaction to Brown's tweet. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. Go on ahead. If you want the latest news and rumors around your Boston Celtics, then subscribe.